Now, in 2023, hell froze over because CM Punk made his return to WWE after almost 10 years away from the company and after all those shots he took in AEW. But speaking of hell freezing over, a very moment that many fans don't want to remember, many fans still dread to this day, is WrestleMania 30 back in 2014, New Orleans, Louisiana, when the Beast incarnate Brock Lesnar ended The Undertaker's historic undefeated streak at the show of shows, WrestleMania, because Brock Lesnar became the one in 21 and 1. And we all remember all those segments, all those promos from the wise man. Well, back then he was an advocate, Paul Heyman, with Brock Lesnar. But here's the thing, and a lot of people are still wondering whether or not that was the right decision, whether or not that should have been made, that should have happened back then. And a lot of people are not happy with the fact that Brock Lesnar is the one that ended the undefeated streak. A lot of people feel like the Beast, Brock Lesnar, did not need it. And for all intents and purposes, yes, I will admit that. Brock Lesnar did not need to end the undefeated streak. He was back then already a Royal Rumble match winner, a WrestleMania main eventer, multiple time world champions. And at one point back in 02, he was being 02, 03, he was being poised to be the brand new face of WWE. But to play devil's advocate here, speaking of advocates, and The Undertaker said it himself on multiple podcasts, if not Brock Lesnar, then who? Who could have ended that streak? And again, a lot of people back then in 2014, 2015, 2016 for that matter, Roman was not what he is today. He was not one of the coolest wrestlers on TV right now. He was not the superstar he is today. A lot of people booed him. He got a lot of mixed reactions. So again, if not Brock Lesnar, then who? There was nobody else on that roster that could have ended The Undertaker's undefeated streak and actually done some good to it. And again, I've spoken about this at length in previous videos in the past few years. I'm not a fan of part-timers. I do not want part-timers as world champions, and Brock Lesnar was the definition of a part-timer and a part-time world champion from 2014 pretty much to 2021, 2022 pretty much also. So that's something I will never, ever be able to combat. Because in my mind right now, at least Roman Reigns earned it, storyline-wise, that he's a part-timer. But giving Brock Lesnar the undefeated streak, that win over Taker, and then following that up at SummerSlam that very same year by sending John Cena to Suplex City, squashing him, destroying the face that runs the place during that night, that, in my mind, solidified Brock Lesnar as the top superstar, top wrestler in the game. And it's all, the proof is right there. Brock Lesnar was not pinned. Brock Lesnar did not lose ever since that undefeated streak until Survivor Series 2016 when WWE decided to go with Goldberg of all people. But back then it was a shocking display of emotion and a shocking display of Goldberg's power and his. Again, who else could you have given that undefeated streak to? They could have run with it. Because hell, you could say you could have given it to a younger superstar. You could have given it to a young up-and-comer that would have really sent the. Here's the thing. They tried that in 2005. Or they would have tried it. Undertaker wanted to drop it to Randy Orton. And let's say, just for argument's sake, he did drop it to Randy Orton. And guess what? Randy Orton 2005 is not the same Randy Orton that we're getting right now in 2023. He's not he wasn't a well-rounded man back then. He admitted himself. He's a dick. He's an asshole back then. He still is, but back even more. Hell, he came close to getting fired in 2007, and the only reason he wasn't fired was because of his God-given talent. So if they had given that undefeated streak to Randy Orton in 2005, he could have been able to drop the ball. But with Brock Lesnar, to me at least, again, I'm making the argument. To me, at least with Brock Lesnar, that was never a possibility. Brock Lesnar is a sure thing. Main eventer already. Household name. You give him the undefeated streak, you're able to create so many top-tier matches that fans are interested in. And again, it's not like Brock Lesnar ended the undefeated streak and then he got go-away heat for doing that. No. He got extremely over. Fans wanted to pay to see him against Cena, against Randy Orton, against all the young up-and-coming guys on WWE's roster. See how they would handle themselves against the Beast, the man who ended the undefeated streak. So, hindsight is 20/20, and at some point that streak had to end. There was no way Undertaker was going to retire with that streak. Not how the business works. So, in my opinion, Brock Lesnar ending the streak accomplished so many great things for WWE, especially since the fact that, again, one last thing that I'm going to add at the end of it. The build-up going into the match. Nobody thought Lesnar was going to win that. Lesnar wasn't even that big of a superstar, that big of a deal back then. He wasn't. He beat CM Punk, okay? He beat CM Punk. He lost to Cena on his first match back. He lost to Triple H. He was a part-timer back then, but he had 50-50 win rate. That really didn't send the right message in terms of the Beast beating The Undertaker at WrestleMania, squashing John Cena in the very same year, becoming the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. That completely changed things, flipped everything on its head, and Lesnar became a household name, a true household name, overnight. So with that said, again, most of you will not agree with me. Most of you would most likely have a younger superstar and that streak. And again, there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can change about it. I'm just saying, Brock Lesnar, in the grand scheme of things, wasn't the bad choice. It wasn't a wrong choice to do so. To me, he just didn't need the world title after that, but that's just WWE being WWE. So with that said, leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions. Leave your thoughts, comments, and other options on who could have ended the streak back then in 2014. Leave them in the comments section below. With that said, I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.